we are pleased to be joined in the booth by the Brewers overall #1 pick this year, Clint Coulter. Great to have you with us, man.
Hey, great to be here. It's an amazing sight right here.
Right out of high school, you've already signed, and you're in a suit and you're in a Brewers hat, man. It's got to be a great day for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only thing I could get better is in a uniform.
Yeah, and you're going to be doing that shortly. How long do you think it'll be before you're underway?
Well, I got to graduate first. That's on Monday. So once I get that wrapped up, as soon as I can get down there.
I say blow off the graduation.
Oh, no. Baby steps. You got to take one step at a time.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't allow that.
No. Great to have you with us. And Clint's going to join us this inning. And we're going to talk to Victor Roach next inning. You guys got to know each other at all?
I mean, he's a great dude. And when we drafted him, I was seeing the video, and I've heard about him. He's a beast, you know? So it was great to see them get a guy like that.
Well, Sean Markham back on the mound to start his 3rd inning of work. He's retired 6 in a row. That one's popped up. Ramirez, we'll see if he has room. That'll end up off the dugout.
So your thoughts of Miller Park and the Brewers clubhouse and being down there on the field, tell us what went through your mind.
Oh man, it doesn't get any better than Miller Park. I've been to a lot of parks, and this is one of my favorites, if not the favorite. The fans here are crazy, and they're just proud to cheer on the team. So
yeah, it has to give you some incentive. You get through the minor leagues and you start developing a little bit. You get up here, but you signed right away. Good for you. A lot of guys are going to stretch that thing out a long time. How'd you come to the decision to sign right away?
I like you guys are saying, I just want to get out there and start playing. Start getting better, and I got the negotiation process out of the way. I wasn't really trying to negotiate for a more amount or anything, and I was comfortable with the signing amount. And as soon as I could get out there and start mixing with the club and the team, and I wanted to do that.
They say that you're a multi-sport athlete. Wrestling, one of them, 189 pounds. Baseball. What's your favorite sport? Is it baseball?
Baseball, hands down. Yeah, it's a lot funner than wrestling.
Yeah.
You got to be a little nuts for like wrestling, all the training and stuff. But it's taught me a lot, definitely.
Let's look at some of the numbers here for Clint Coulter at Union High School in Washington. Hit .405 this year with 3 homers and 14 runs batted in. And my favorite stat on the line, Rock, you're going to love this: 18 stolen bases for the catcher. How about that?
Young legs, right? Young legs.
That's right.
Well, good for you. And I know we talked to Bruce Side, and you've gotten to know him very well, I'm sure, the Brewers director of scouting. And he talked about you and the fact that there's a lot of upside there, but playing in the Pacific Northwest, you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to play like you would maybe in the South or in the Southwest. But talk about that process and what you've been able to do maybe in the summers to counter that, because there's very limited playing time for your high school season.
Yeah, absolutely. We only played 14 games this spring season with 41 at-bats or something like that overall. And
liner in the left field as Braun will settle under it to make the play. Go ahead.
But yeah, in the summer, I'm definitely trying to play catch-up. We're playing as much as we can, but even in summer ball where I'm from, there's games that are rained out. So it's definitely a hard thing to do up there in the Northwest to get those games in.
Well, we have a carsoup.com email the booth question for you, Clint. And this is from Mike in Manitowoc. How do you describe the feeling of hearing your name called on Monday night?
Oh, man, after sitting there and all the guys that were there were my friends, I got to know them pretty well and knew them before. And after they were called, I'd been sitting there for a while. And once it called, my heart just sank, especially going to the Brewers, because after the 31st pick, it went back up to the Astros. And to be called by one of those last teams, those are the best teams. And the Brewers have the history of some of the greatest fans, this crazy, amazing park here, and good, player development. And definitely a huge honor, and I'm so excited to be a part of the organization.
Wow, you sure you're still in high school, Clint?
Doesn't sound like it, does it? he's got a future up here in the booth after maybe about 25 years on the field.
Who joined you on the MLB Network set for this? Were your parents there?
Yeah, that was my mom, my dad, my brother. That's my rock right there.
Better say hello to him.
That's right.
You know how that goes. Now joining us, we're not playing This Is Your Life. We're playing This Is Your Draft, because we have Victor Roach here, Brewers' 2nd pick. He was 1 pick behind Clint Coulter, and it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Milwaukee.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to ask you some of the same questions I asked Clint, but I'm anxious to hear your first impression of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Miller Park.
Oh, I like it. I love the park. I came here for the pre-draft workout to see the team doctor and soon as I walked in the stadium, you know, it's clean, it's nice, and it's a hitter's ballpark. So
yeah, I bet you're all over that.
You're probably anxious to maybe take some cuts in this ballpark. Ball carries pretty well. You hit 30 home runs in college.
Yeah, yes, sir, definitely. You know, just watching Clint taking BP, he was putting on a pretty good show. So made me want to get out there even more.
Tell us about your injury, your left wrist, and I see the scar there. So you had surgery on that wrist. You didn't play in many games, only 6 games this year. Bruce Side was saying that the Brewers very fortunate that you became available when you did in the draft. Where are you in your healing process at this point?
Yeah, I broke my wrist diving for a ball in right field, and Dr. Hunt from Birmingham, Alabama, performed the surgery, and he did an amazing job on it. It's all healed up now. Just trying to get my range of motion and strength back, and hopefully in 3-4 weeks I'm back in the cage swinging in full go.
What was the process like? I know you met with the Brewers doctors. What was the stress level? What was the process as you approached draft day?
Yeah, well, you know, Dr. Hunt eased my mind a lot about it. You know, he said you're in for 100% recovery, so I wasn't worrying too much about it. And I appreciate the Brewers for still, you know, taking a chance on me and still drafting me where they draft me. You know, I know the injury scared a lot of teams away, but you know, the Brewers definitely believe in my talents, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, your feelings when you heard your name called day one, how did you feel?
Oh, it was an amazing feeling. You know, just dreaming about that since you've been a little kid, and actually seeing your dreams come true. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Visiting with Victor Roach as Martin Maldonado draws the walk, and the Brewers with a base runner. Now, you guys have a little something in common here, Rock, you and Victor, because
he went to Georgia Southern.
And you went to Clemson.
I went to Clemson.
He also played in the Cape Cod League.
Right. Coulter, right?
Yes, sir.
This is a Cape Cod League Hall of Famer you're sitting next to.
Really?
Yeah,
yes,
you impressed?
Yeah.
That's all I have for you. That's all I have. But yeah, I played in the Cape Cod League in 1978, and Hyannis Mets.
Yep.
Were they still there?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think we beat Coulter in the championship.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Not to make you feel bad.
No, that's all right.
It's a nice league, though, isn't it?
It is very competitive. A lot of great players out there.
You kind of get to know where you stand amongst players around the country. Wood bat league. How did the transition wood to aluminum go for you?
I don't really have much of a problem with it. When I'm back home hitting with my hitting coach, I always use a wood bat. So I've been in quite a few wood bat leagues. So I actually like hitting with a wood bat better. It's a little more true, you know, to the swing. It tells you a lot more about your swing. So I didn't have a problem at all.
I mean, nothing like the sweet spot on a piece of wood, is
Oh
it?
yeah, it feels good. It feels amazing.
Victor put up enormous numbers in 2011 at Georgia Southern. Hit .326, 30 homers, 80 RBIs. Did all of that in just 62 games. There's a good bunt, but it is just going to roll foul by Markham. So you have this monster year in 2011. You go to the Cape League, and I think Bruce Side first saw you at Fenway Park. Now tell us about that experience. Was that a showcase, or was that an all-star game? What was that exactly at Fenway?
I went out there twice while I was in the Cape. The first time, every team gets to go out there and have a little workout. All the position players hit, take BP on the field, do a little in and out session. And the second time was for the all-star game. Both the times it was a great experience, you know, playing in Fenway Park. A lot of history there. So I was just soaking it all in and just having fun.
And scouts use it to measure, you know, high school, college players, amateur players on a big league field, and you can kind of point to where balls are going. And I mean, Bruce Side said you really impressed him with your power at Fenway. Do you have any memorable batting practice moments at Fenway Park? You certainly impressed the Brewers scouting director enough.
Yeah, I remember, you know, that first BP session, everybody's goal was just hit one over the green monster. So we were all just yanking and pulling, just trying to get one over that green monster. And once you finally got one over there, it's definitely a home run I remember for a while.
Now, you've been drafted now twice. I mean, the Tigers drafted you out of high school, right?
Yep.
You decided not to sign. Why did you elect to go to college?
Yeah, I was taken in the 25th round by the Tigers, and it was a surprise being drafted by the hometown team, but it was a great honor. And I just felt like at that point in my career, you know, I needed to go to college to, work on my skills a little more and get more of the mental aspect of the game down a little bit more than I had it down. So, the decision's paid off so far. So.
And just like Colt, you did a nice job. Or Clint, you signed right away. You didn't mess around. You didn't try to stretch out the process. Good for you. What went into that decision for you?
Yeah, I'm telling my dad and Larry Reynolds, my advisor for since the whole draft process started, that I don't want to be if I'm selected high, I don't want to be one of those guys that sits out the whole summer and just milks the whole situation, the whole deal. And just after hurting myself and sitting out a full season, it made me a little more hungry to even get out there, just as quick as possible. So once I got picked, I was like, let's go ahead and get it done so I can, get on the road to recovery and get back out there.
Visiting with Victor Roach here in the booth as Corey Hart takes a strike. What is the prognosis to get back on the field? I mean, what are the next steps for you as you heal from this surgically repaired wrist?
Well, I'm currently in the process of getting my full range of motion and starting to strengthen it back up. I'm hoping that in the next 3 to 4 weeks I'm back in the cage swinging full go, and I'm shooting to get back for instructional league.
Great.